Welcome to the 35th episode of Old Guys, Gentlemen Flippers. And today I'm going to be covering another Reate knife. This one is the Horizon CF. I got this about a week ago. Some of the cool things about this, the cases are pretty nice. Not many knife people also make sure that you get spare screws. And I think these are the pin screws, right? Because the other screws that you'll see, well, actually here's a smaller one. That might be for the stainless steel strop, and then also bearings that washers that the bearings ride on. I thought that was pretty neat. I did have another Reate knife, the Liang Ma Warrior version 1, version 2. And I really kind of liked it, so I figured I'd give this other one a shot. Funny thing is that in the pictures, I think the guy, I was looking a lot at, I can never remember his name. I'll put it on the screen here, but he does a lot of reviews, and his favorite knife are the Reate knives. And I think his hands are like maybe 50% larger than mine, because when I got this thing, I thought, this knife is huge. Let me show you what I mean. This is one of my favorite knives, the Shurgorov Ultralight Neon. You kind of see how it's quite a bit larger, especially kind of in the width. Now that used to really put me off until I got this 95T, which I love carrying, I love using. My wife always kind of says, put that away, that's huge. Don't open it in here. And this one is probably about the same length of blade. This handle's a little bit larger, but the width of this is larger. But anyhow, let me get into some of the specs on this knife. Its overall length is 8.75 inches. It's made in China. The blade length is a 3.75 inch blade. Oh, by the way, I need to show off. I spent a lot of time working on this edge using the Wicked Edge sharpening system, and it's the best edge that I've done so far. In fact, if you go on Edge Snobs, you'll see I did some USB microscope pictures of it, and you hardly see any scratches in it, and it's sharp as hell. The blade is M390, which is also the same steel that's used on the 95T that I showed you, and I find that it's kind of a pleasure to sharpen. For me, it's a hard steel. It's like 60 to 62 the Rockwell hardness scale, but it likes the stones on the Wicked Edge system. And it's just plain, well, let me keep going down the list here. It's got a drop point. The handle length is 5 inches. The thickness is, it's like a half an inch. Excuse me, 0.54 inches. It's got a milled, let me put this dangerous sharp blade away. Oh, look at this. The action on this thing is just as good as the Shurgorov. It opens really smartly and does a drop close. And it's just gorgeous. Nice carbon fiber on here with this blue accented coloring on the anodization, that matches the spacer and somewhat matches the pocket clip. Looks a little bit like, what's it called, Tamasteel, but it's actually just etched titanium It actually has some texture to it. In fact, there's texture everywhere in this thing. The same sort of anodization that they do here, they also do it on these, I guess these washer caps for the main pin. And the blade shape. The shape of this blade is, not only is it beautiful, but it's easy to sharpen. I did have to take, for the Wicked Edge system, I did have to take this blade out, but there's actually a positive to that in that I can use the tang as a 0 point for the angle cube. There's also, in terms of sharpening, this surface right here is flat, and I believe the beginning of the full flat grind is level with this over here. So when you put a clamp on here, it's almost like having a something level to grab onto. Some knives don't really let you do that. It's a frame lock. It's a tip up right-handed. There's no option for doing the other side. So sorry to you guys who are lefties out there. The opening is just, you won't be able to open this and have people not turn around and go, what? The bearing system, it has 3 rows of bearings. They're not free, well, semi-free bearings like in the Shirogorov that sit in kind of a metal washer where the bearings come out. These are captured bearings, and they work really nice. Oh, the grip, I think because this is textured and it has this, it's not a choil, but a finger cutout, it's extremely solid in my hand. You know, a lot of other knives kind of slip and slide, but this has a lot of what I call gription associated with it. On the negatives, I struggle with negatives on this. It's big, so if you have a problem with bigger knives, but it's not over 4 inches, it's 3.75 inches. It feels kind of big, but it's the weight in this thing is like 5.27 ounces, which is a little bit on the heavy side compared to my other ones. But it feels solid, but it doesn't feel all that heavy. It's expensive. It's like a $400 knife for a production knife. But you know, the Shirogorovs, they go for what, 600 to 1,000 or more on the production knives. So I guess maybe it's not that expensive when you consider, you know, M390 steel, great blade shape, great fit and finish, textured machining everywhere, fancy anodization. It's a great knife. I'm becoming a fan of Reate. By the way, if any of you out there know how to really pronounce Reate, I've been calling Reate, but it's not an Italian knife, it's a Chinese knife. So it's just Reate, I believe. But it's one of my my favorite knives right now. Except for the fact, if I'm going to be bringing this out anywhere amongst people who may not know me, this is a little bit scary in terms of size. So comparing to some other knives, it's a Shirogorov Neon Ultralight. It's much larger than that. Already had the 95T, which is about the same size. This is the other Reate knife, the Liang Ma Warrior 1 version 2. And it's like the little brother of this guy. The carbon fiber work in this is really nice. Not machined as much as this, but it's the composition, graphical composition is cool. And another comparison is this. Here's an Italian knife. This is the Lion Steel TRE. This is another knife that comes with a kit of other parts, not necessarily spare parts, but I am a fan of Damascus as well. So that's my review. I hope you got something out of it. It's a great knife with almost no negatives, except it's big. It's a little bit on the pricey side, but I think it's a great knife. So until next time, I hope you got some value out of it. Goodbye.